Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host, coming at you July 1st, 2024. Got a couple updates we're going to run through. The reason I told the date is I need to get back in the habit of doing that. I used to do it on all my old podcasts, and the reason I used to do it is because I knew one day I would be uploading stuff that was banked, old episodes on newer platforms. So, like, here's a little update. I have a Rumble channel now because I got tired of YouTube censorship. I also have the option now for monetization. Like I said, I know people hate hearing about money, but I used to make money off this channel. My sponsor was Anchor. It was a distributing platform. They used to pay me, and then Spotify bought them out. And Spotify doesn't pay their creators anymore unless you're Joe Rogan. Then you get millions of dollars. So I had the chance to monetize again, which is cool, because that means that's money I can put back into the channel, or money to donate and help communities and the community, and donate money to causes and shit. And it just helps me in general too, because I really don't make that much money working at a Kroger. So yeah, go check out, if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on Spotify, go check out my Rumble channel. It's just called Conspiracy Corner Podcast. The profile picture is a white bunny rabbit. So go and follow us there and subscribe. And we got the first 4 episodes of my podcast ever. So if you've never really listened to the old stuff on this channel, go check it out, because then you can see how I used to sound way back in the day, years ago, when I first started the podcast. It's got the first 4 episodes on there. But yeah, go check us out. So that's one of the little updates. Let me check my little notepad here. Another thing too with Spotify, go ahead and just type in my channel name, because I downloaded the first 4 episodes. So I was wanting to check out their search engine. And the reason why only the first 4 episodes is out, because my wife was like, I just want to put out just 4 for right now, because I wanted her to keep going and keep uploading as much as she could, that I have banked. But she was like, I just want to see what it does with the first 4. So as far as I know, I have my account set up correctly. I was able to look up my channel, but I wasn't able to look up the titles of videos. It couldn't find any of the titles of videos. I tried it with 2 or 3 episodes, and it couldn't find any of them. So I don't know, that could be Rumble's search engine. That Rumble search engine kind of sucks, I guess. But I'm not going to talk shit on them, because they're willing to pay content creators. So that's it for that update. Let me tear this off here. Let's talk a little politics. This episode might be all over the place, by the way, because as you can see with my handy dandy notebook, I am tons of episodes behind, and I just kind of want to get into it might be all over the place, or it might be on one subject. So let's get into politics. RFK was interviewed recently by Chris Cuomo. Let's just get this right off the bat. I did an episode on Chris Cuomo, on if we should forgive him or not, because he got into the whole, apparently he's vaccine injured now, is what he's saying. Um, he got hired by Patrick Bet-David, and yeah, he's a member of Valuetainment now. And the whole episode is on should we forgive him, blah blah blah. But if you'll notice, go check that episode out. I think it's a good episode. And it gets into forgiving people in the community. There's a lot of spiritualism in it, as far as like spirituality, not spiritualism. There's a lot of spirituality in it as far as like forgiving people and should we forgive people. And I am of the belief to forgive but never forget. And this is something that I learned from my dad at a very early age. Never trust anyone. Don't trust anyone. And when I say that, don't even trust me. And I know I get people in comments sometimes that throws them off. They go, don't even trust you. Are you trying to tell me you're Illuminati or something? Or, if you want to look into it, go for it. If you want to look into that shit, I mean, I'm not, but don't trust me. William Cooper used to say that. And I consider myself a student of William Cooper. He was an inspiration to me. He's probably one of my biggest inspirations on starting a podcast. William Cooper, Joe Rogan, Sam Tripoli, Art Bell, Alex Jones, Howard Stern, and Dr. Drew from Loveline. That's what inspired me to get into podcasting. So that being said, disclaimer, don't trust anyone. Chris Cuomo interviewed RFK here recently. And RFK, if you'll remember, early on in the race, and I've been trying to cover the race as much as I can, and I know there's going to be haters like, what? Oh, really? We're going to do politics? Like, there's a lot of black-pilled people who are like, I didn't get it. I don't watch this channel for politics, you know? And I try to honestly spread out. I try to be a jack of all trades when it comes to conspiracy. I try to do paranormal episodes, crypto episodes, as far as cryptozoology, not crypto coin. True crime. I try to spread out. So I try to give you guys flavors of every genre. But today, right now, as far as right now, we're going to be focusing on politics. Sorry, it just, politics ties in with conspiracy. Conspiracy is a gigantic web, and it ties in with everything. Everything is a conspiracy. So today we're doing politics for right now. But if you'll remember early on in the race, RFK ran as a Democrat. And that turned a lot of Trump supporters off. They're like, it falls into the whole right-left paradigm, red-blue paradigm, donkey versus elephant, R's versus D's. I've already made a whole video. Go look it up. It's a whole podcast episode on two wings of the same bird. I believe the episode name is called. Of basically trying to drill it out of people's heads. Do not fall into the left-right paradigm. It's a trap. It's a uniparty. You know. And I find myself falling into it. Republicans are evil just like Democrats. Liberalism is evil just like conservatism. Speak of the devil, that was kind of funny. Did you guys hear that? Somebody hollering, what happened to the podcast you guys are going to do while I'm podcasting? That's hilarious. A customer. But anyways, RFK originally ran when he first started the race, the presidential race, as a Democrat. And pretty much they disowned him, pushed him out as far as like DNC or whatever. I guess that's the headquarters controllers of the Democrat Party, the DNC. By the way, I'm doing this, so someone's going to freak out. Here, right there. There you go. It's actually just comfortable. So, if I'm confirmed Illuminati, there you go. Look, as above, so below. There's the pyramid with the eye. He was originally running as Democrat. And people have the mindset of, ooh, caveman. Because most people are retarded. As, what's his name from Wild Wild Country would say. What was his name? I forget his name. Rajneesh. Sorry. Forgive me, Rajneesh. I almost joined that cult. I ain't gonna lie. There's still a part of me that might join that cult. They're pretty dope. Rajneesh said, the people are retarded. Wise words. Wise men once say. So, people automatically hear Democrat and they think evil. The Democratic Party was not evil as far as I'm concerned, as like old school Democrat, as far as like the Kennedys. Like, I would have voted for JFK. And I support RFK Jr. And for some reason, it was like a surprise to people, mostly Q-tards and shit. Because Q-tards, for some reason, are obsessed with the Kennedys. I still don't understand that. Why they're obsessed with the Kennedys. But they're like, RFK, he's going to be a Democrat. That's evil. That's bad. Because they play the left-right paradigm. That's part of why I got out of the Q movement. Because I'm like, do you guys not remember Reagan being a piece of shit? The war on drugs, when the CIA was bringing in drugs and then, and criminalizing people for doing drugs. Reagan shutting down mental institutions. And it's funny, too, because you always hear it from Republicans for some reason. They're always like, this is what happens when you shut down the mental wards and mental institutions. And it's like, yeah, this is what happens. That's why there's all these crazy people out and about and crazy homeless people. Gee, I wonder who shut all the mental institutions down and asylums and stuff. Ronald Reagan, a Republican. Oh, looky there, you fucking retard. Your party shut all this shit down. So now people can't get help that they need. Or they can't be institutionalized when they need to be institutionalized because some of these crazy people are actually violent. So yeah, thank your own party, the Republican Party. There you go, conservatives. Good job. Reagan sucks. Fucking Bush sucks. The Bush family. Don't even get me started on 9/11. If you're watching this channel, you already know about 9/11. So there's all these like Republican conservatives that are Q-tards and they're obsessed with the Republican Party like it's something good, but most of these Q-tards are new conspiracy theorists who haven't even looked into the Bush family or 9/11. Or, let's even go back further. Franklin cover-up. They think that the Democratic Party is the only ones that are pedophiles. No, Republicans are pedophiles too. Go look into the Franklin cover-up. We're going to cover it here on this podcast one day. An entire episode of it. We're going to cover the Franklin cover-up. But anyways, RFK got booted out of the Democratic Party. And Chris Cuomo was interviewing him. And last episode we covered how the media is turning on Joe Biden, which is strange. And the Democratic Party is freaking the fuck out. Because this is just my theory. I don't know if they're ready or willing to steal another election, because I do feel that the first one was stolen. Either they're not ready for it, or they're not willing to do it, or they might just let this one slide. I don't know. Maybe they haven't had enough time to steal this one. I don't know. I can't make any promises whether they're going to steal this one or not. but I think they're kind of freaking out a little bit. Because the last one was so sloppy. It had so much evidence that it was stolen that it was pretty blatant. And the only ones who don't see it are like retarded people who refuse to look into conspiracy content. Just go watch, what is it, 1,000 Mules or something like that. But so they kicked RFK out. And Chris Cuomo was asking, like, hey, if the Democratic Party lets you back in, will you run as a Democrat against Trump? And I hope he does, because that'll put him back on the ballot. Will put him on the ballot, because he's been trying to get on the ballot for all these multiple states. If you guys keep up with RFK at all, he's been trying to get put on the ballot. And I would love to see him run as a Democrat. That's what he wanted. And he is an actual true Democrat, as far as like a Kennedy-style Democrat. When Democrats were good. Democrats were actually the good guys at one point in time. And the Kennedy family are true Democrats of what Democrats are supposed to be. And you can sit here and argue with me in the comment section. I say this, that because I'm a classic liberal, and the reason why I put that classic term in front of it is I am what a liberal used to be. You know, here's the middle, here's me, classic liberal, here's conservative. What is liberal now is like to the extreme, super far from what liberal used to mean. And people are like, well, stop calling yourself a classic liberal. You need to call yourself a moderate. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to play that game. I am what a classic liberal used to be. And the reason why I won't give up that L word, because they are trying to brainwash you that the L word is bad. Liberal is a bad word. So that way, as soon as you hear liberal, you think bad. I am what on today's scale, today's standard, would be called a moderate, which is what I would consider RFK Jr., a moderate. Sadly, classic liberal is now moderate. Classic Democrat is now moderate. And I'm not going to give up that word, because I didn't change. The scale changed. The left changed. I didn't change. So that's what's going on right now. As far as RFK, he said he would run as a Democrat, as a political opponent against Trump. And he would be fine with that, and I think it would be dope. But here's the thing. I got multiple theories on this. Let's get into conspiracy. By the way, the one who broke this news to me was NPC Show. He's on YouTube. I don't know where else he's at. I like to do a shout out. If someone ever breaks news to me, I always do a shout out to them. I think that's common courtesy. I've actually broke news to a lot of other channels and they never give me shout outs. Or I've given other channels ideas and content and they've never given me shout outs, and it kind of pisses me off, because it's like, I'm a small channel. I kind of need that shout out, buddy. You got like 1 million subscribers or thousands of subscribers. You could give me a shout out. That kind of fucking help. You know, I'm not going to sit here and name content creators who have done that to me, but you know who you are, and it's going to bite you in the ass. Karma, not me. It's not a threat. But NPC Show, go check his channel out. Go sub to him. That's a shout out. I sub to him, and I use him as a source for a lot of good info. I will say this, and this is not me hating on him, but he is a Trump tard. And back in the day, and I'm guilty of it too, but I actually pretty much have denounced QAnon, or renounced it, renounce, whatever you want to say, we'll call it. I'm no longer a Q-tard, and I separated myself, and I hate it now. But he was kind of a Q-tard back in the day. He's a real big Trump guy. That's the only thing I don't like about his channel, is he still plays the left-right paradigm. But go check him out. He's the one that leaked the info to me. I'm not really big on... I watch conservative channels. I watch liberal channels just so I can see both sides of the spectrum. But credits due where credits due. And he does put out good content. I like him, even though he deletes my comments in the comments section because he's a sensitive little boy. I'd love to talk to him and interview with him, do a podcast with him, but he's a little sensitive. And I mean that, I'm not hating, I gotta pick at you a little bit. Pick at you. I think the Democratic Party will run him off because they didn't want him to begin with. And here, I got a theory here. I think, this is my personal opinion, so you guys can hate on me in the comments if you think this is a wild take or the wrong take, but I think they don't like him because he is genuinely a good guy. I think he's a good guy. I don't trust him. I don't trust anyone. But I genuinely believe that RFK is a decent dude. Now, you can get into his past. He's got dirt on him. He's talked about his sex addiction. He's talked about his alcohol addiction. He is in recovery. He's talked about going to recovery meetings, and he's talked about Alcoholics Anonymous saving his life. And a lot of people use that as fodder against him, that he shouldn't be a president because he's an alcoholic. And I like to bring up, first of all, it's supposed to be Alcoholics Anonymous. If you're a part of Alcoholics Anonymous and you share it, that's up to you to share. But he was cool enough to share it. I respect that. Now, obviously, people are going to hold it against him. But I would like to bring up, I am curious, and it would be hard to get a statistics on it because Alcoholics Anonymous is a secret society. I would like to know how many presidents, statistically, were a member of Alcoholics Anonymous and never told anyone. Or just an overall statistics of how many presidents were members of Alcoholics Anonymous. It would be a hard statistic to get. Or Sex Addicts Anonymous. The reason why I bring up that shady past is all Kennedys from what I've studied of the Kennedy family. And by the way, we're going to do a deep dive one day on this channel of the dark history of the Kennedys. We're going to get into that, of just the dark history of the Kennedys in general. Because there's a lot of shady shit. I think the DNC, and probably the RNC too, I think the DNC uses blackmail. I think to be a politician, to be a mainstream politician, you have to have blackmail on you. So maybe there's stuff that they know about RFK, about his past, but they can't prove it, so they can't use it against him. And I'm going to go conspiratorial with it. Maybe that's why he got kicked out of the Democratic Party, was because they couldn't blackmail him. And he even said in the interview with Chris Cuomo that he would run for the Democrats. He wanted to run for the Democrats. They kicked him out. So then he ran as independent. But he's saying, I'll go back to the Democratic Party. I want to be a Democrat. A true Democrat, what Democrats are supposed to be. But I got a theory that they couldn't blackmail him, so they kicked him out. That's just my theory, and I'm open to opinions, so hit me up in the comments. Like, do you guys think that maybe they tried to blackmail him and couldn't? Maybe that's why they kicked him out, or give me another reason. I can't think of another reason why they kicked him out, really, except for he's not playing ball. That's why I like RFK. RFK and Trump, neither one are playing ball. You know? And I'm not trying to give the Democratic Party any ideas, but they could use alcohol or some form of sex to blackmail him. So, I don't know. Because he is in recovery for both of those things. But also, there's a Blue Anon conspiracy. If you guys don't know what Blue Anon is, it's literally like liberal social justice warrior conspiracies. Because they have their own conspiracies too, as far as what they believe and what they think is going on. They think that he is a Republican plant, which I ain't gonna lie, is fucking retarded to me. I don't think he's a plant, because even before he ran for presidency, he was shit talking Trump. He does not like Trump. And he's actually been pulled aside and told, at least I believe he was, hey, you got to chill out on talking shit against Trump. I know he's your opponent. I know you don't like him. And this was even before, or this is when he first started running for presidency. If you'll notice, he stopped talking shit on Trump. Before he ran for presidency, he was talking shit. You know, you can watch old interviews. He hates Trump. But when he started running for president, he stopped talking shit on Trump, which was genius. And I love, because I want RFK to win. And I'm sure someone pulled him aside and told him, dude, you got to chill on talking shit about Trump. You're going to turn off a lot of your, like, ex-Trump supporters like me. I voted Trump last time, but I don't want to vote for him this time. Does that make sense? So you're going to turn off a lot of ex-Trump supporters who are neither anti or for Trump, kind of like me. I'm not against Trump, but I'm not for Trump either. I'm neutral when it comes to Trump. I'd rather see Trump than Biden, but I'd rather see RFK than Trump. So I don't have TDS. But he's kind of chilled out on that. And that's why I don't think he's a Republican plant. And he's really not a conservative guy. He's pro-abortion. He did a video on abortion. Go check out his channel, by the way. Go on YouTube and subscribe if you want to RFK, because he actually does put out a lot of cool content. Like a couple of the videos he's put out here. I'm gonna kiss ass and promote his channel a little bit. He challenged Trump to a debate. Trump declined because Trump's a scaredy cat, and he wanted to destroy Joe Biden instead of actually having a decent debate with somebody that would have turned out a challenge. So he challenged Trump to a debate. Trump declined. So what RFK did was he set up a podium and he answered every debate question of what he would have answered if he was doing a debate against Trump, which I think is fucking hilarious, for one, and two, I think it's badass because we actually get to see how he would have answered during a debate. And it's like an 1.5 hour long video. It's on his YouTube channel, but go check out his YouTube channel in general, because he is straight and to the point. Unlike Biden and unlike Trump, he doesn't dance around questions. I actually didn't think this update would be this long, but it's going to turn into a full episode, so sorry. I might put out another episode today too. It might be a double hitter. Maybe I'll put out 2 episodes today. But yeah, he doesn't skirt around issues. He doesn't dance around the question. He just says it like it is. And he's straight up, which is what I like. And I think that's about it. That's a full episode right there. So I'm going to end it here and then do another episode after this. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. And please check out my new Rumble channel.